Hello everyone, welcome to Peach on Earth Tarot. Today I am doing a reading I was just doing a reading to practice with the decks that I've picked out. But they were like, it could be Pisces reading, we're not really sure. Just go ahead and start and see how you feel. So this could be for Pisces. It could just be a practice reading. We will see if the message that comes out is really pertinent. Okay, so when I was shuffling the cards, the spider card came out, and it felt really important because spider energy has been really present a lot in my personal life, so I don't know if that can pertain to other people as well. But the spider energy, the very first words that I heard when I saw this card fall out was web creator. And I'm getting the sense that maybe you guys are meant to be doing some kind of business online, you're maybe making your money online in some way. It doesn't necessarily have to be that way, but I am getting that sense that it's you guys are creating something. And what's interesting is I heard the word web creator, and in the book on the spider page, I actually have the words web creator written in the book, and I wrote it a long time ago. I can't even tell you when I wrote that. It was a long time ago. So there's something that you are building. If you're not doing it online, you are definitely in the process of building something. And it does feel like in your physical environment, because the web is the spider's home. It's where it lives. So yeah, it definitely feels like the physical environment is being transformed in some way. Okay, what? So they're actually telling me there was another card that came out. It was the first deck and the last deck that I shuffled. Sorry, I had a phone call and it was kind of a long one, so I kind of forget where I was at, but I think I was talking about how a card came out of the first and the last decks that I was using, and I was going to use the last one as the advice, but it's kind of wanting to come out now with the spider because it's G Hope. What is it? How does it? Forget how it's pronounced. Hope, yeah, Hobia, Hobia. Hang on, I gotta look it up because I know I can't. Yeah, G Hobia. Which kind of, I don't know, it's weird. It was reminding me of George W. G. W. So I don't know if that means anything to you. I was actually having a conversation about him with my child the other day. But the reason they wanted me to go ahead and pull him out now is because, hang on, sorry. This is about making and doing, and it's very I don't know if you know anything about tarot, but it's Eight of Pentacles energy, and Eight of Pentacles is you set your mind to something and you just go and you go and you go until you accomplish it. And that's kind of the spider energy. And this card, this fairy, which this is from Brian Froud's Fairies deck, Fairies Oracle. This fairy is self-doubt. It's you're doubting the fact that you can build this. You don't think that you can build it. But you can. That's the thing about this card is it makes you feel scared when there's no need to be scared, because it's even if the outcome isn't what you want, the outcome is still going to allow you to grow. I don't know. I want to get some cards actually. So let's go ahead and do that. We'll leave these two hanging out over here. And we're going to use the Wild Unknown Tarot. which is like kind of a sister deck to the Wild Unknown Animal Spirit. I don't know why I'm like so like I'm burping a lot. And also like before this I was sneezing a lot. So maybe you could feel like a little bit ill, or maybe that's something that you're needing to get in check, is like your physical vessel. Okay. What is the message that wants to come out either for just this practice reading or for Pisces? I'm sorry I have to refer to it that way, but you know, it's almost like maybe you're practicing to start something. Maybe you're practicing something like if you want to be a writer, you're practicing writing. If you want to be an athlete, you're going to the gym. If you want to be a web creator, a content creator, you're practicing your whatever you're going to create. But here's the thing, is like there has to be a time when you stop practicing and start doing. You know, even if you don't feel ready, it's like, when will you ever be ready? It's kind of like when people are like want to start a family. There's no right time to start a family. Like you can have everything in line that you can have in line, but it's still going to throw you for a loop. You know, it's like it just kind of like do it when you feel called to. But yeah, so it's like whatever you're getting ready to do is just kind of like set aside your timeline, because your timeline is based off of fears I'm hearing, like the fears of this G-hobia, you know, it's like imposter syndrome almost. I just saw the Ten of Swords, but it went back in. And the Ten of Swords is like about the ends of cycles, which the Aquarius reading that was right before this one had a lot to do with that Ten of Swords. So, hang on. What is the message for Pisces, please? But yeah, you could be practicing something, because I don't know if this is just like the practice reading or if it's Pisces reading. So it could relate to you, you know? But it's time to stop practicing. So that might be a message for me too. It's like you don't need to practice. The energy's in the card. You're doing a reading. So just post it, because it could be for someone and I wouldn't know. Like maybe I didn't post this video and the message that whoever it was for didn't see it. And you know, like, I don't know. Just have to have faith that what you're doing is the right thing, you know? Okay, what is the message? That's so many. That's way too many. Okay, it's only 4, so I guess we're going to take them. Yeah, you have the Six of Wands on the bottom, which normally the Six of Wands is about like victory, but this one, I mean, it is kind of like victory, but it's almost like everything has burned to the ground here. And the rain is coming to like rebuild it, because like ash is actually really good for rebuilding, right? Like in nature. So it's like these wands have burnt and they're laying on the ground, and this water's coming in, and then the sun, because there's a rainbow. So a rainbow always means water and sun, or water and light. So there's going to be something, and a spider starts from square one. A spider starts from nothing, right? Except its body. All it has is its body, its physical vessel, and it still gets it done. Okay, let's see here. We have the Hierophant, which this is interesting because I'm filming this on the first day of Taurus season. The Moon, okay. Judgment, oh my goodness. And then the Daughter of Swords, which is like the Page of Swords. Okay, hang on a second. Okay, just right off the bat, what they're telling me is that there's something, like the way that you were living your life was a very indoctrined way, I think. Like, you know, it's kind of like, just as an example of like current times, it's like, we were taught like you have to wake up, you have to go to work every day, you have to work for someone else in order to be successful, and like all this stuff, right? That's the way we were raised. That's the Hierophant. That's the energy that was put into us from the get-go. because the Hierophant can often represent like indoctrination and stuff like that, like religious backgrounds and religious teachings and stuff like that. And the moon is very, it can be like a very mysterious energy, like a lot of unknowns. And I feel like you were raised in an environment where this world of like being your own creator was very foreign to you. Um, like the idea of like being a content creator on the internet was just like laughable, right? Like, oh, that's so hilarious. And that's just an example. It doesn't actually have to be that. Like maybe you were supposed to be an athlete, but instead you decided to be like a librarian or something. You know what I mean? Like it's along those lines. Like whatever you were raised to be, you are the other thing. Like it's direct opposite. It's reflection because the moon is about reflection, right? It's like my throat, it's so crazy, is like has a bunch of stuff in it. So I really feel like maybe you guys could be a little bit sick right now or needing to focus on your physical vessel. Because I'm not sick. Like there's no reason that I would be sneezing before or like having this drainage and stuff like that. I mean, maybe I have allergies right now, but I'm not really like an allergy sufferer. So I feel like it's kind of pertaining to this reading. And it's interesting because it's like I feel like these birds are flying out of like a woods, even though you can't really see like trees or anything, but it feels like you were in this place where it was like you were I'm getting this message. I'm trying to figure out how to word it. I'm getting this imagery of like you looking in a mirror, but it's like it feels like a very like dreamlike state. So maybe this is a dream someone has had, but it's like you're looking in a mirror and you might be kind of distorted because like who you are doesn't match the background that's behind you. Like the background that's behind you is your upbringing, is your yeah. Hang on, I'm getting the message just real quick about like you were raised as an intellectual, but now you're wanting to like be a tradesman or something. I don't know. That could be something for someone. But with the dream, it's like, yeah, your background, maybe the background is distorted because you're changing and like you're coming more into focus and the background is kind of fading. Um, and it's because like, yeah, you were going through like this judgment period because you're deciphering what are your thoughts and what is imposter syndrome, like the lack mentality with this hopia here. It almost sounds like phobia, right? It's like you're scared of being yourself. You're scared of being your own authentic person because it's so different than how you've been told to be. And but you're going through this process I think right now, and it's like a judgment energy where it's like you are literally with that 6 of Wands on the bottom. It's like you're rising from the ashes. It's a very phoenix energy here. And then when you come out is this Daughter of Swords, which is, you know, the page is a very youthful energy, but with youth comes naivete. Naivete. I can't say it. It's a very naive energy. But that's okay. It's not a bad energy. It's a good energy because you're learning to stand up for yourself because Swords is very direct. It's very cerebral. It's very communicative, like very clearly spoken. And it's like the baby energy of that. It's like you're learning to speak up for yourself. You're learning to think clearly because you're learning to decipher your story from everyone else's story that has been around you your whole life. You're learning to decipher your conditioning and indoctrination from your own thoughts and desires because that is the hobia. That was supposed to be your advice, right? Is learning how to discern what is the Hobia and what is you. But with that being said, man, this is going really fast. I want to get, oh, you know what they're saying? Hang on a second. I was going to get more advice with the fairies, but they're actually telling me I have another deck out here. It's a tarot deck, but it's very much like an oracle to me. It's the Herb Crafter's Tarot. So I think I'm actually going to get some advice for that, because they usually have some things that you can do like in an earthly way, like spells, kind of like spells, but it's like for manifestation. You know what's interesting? The manifestation just came up because earlier today I saw a TikTok, and it was about manifestation, and this woman was talking, and she said a very clear way to manifest is to get a journal out and write, I am certain, and then write everything that you want. I am certain that if I start a web page or a web content creation page, like, it will be successful. I'm certain of that. And so on and so forth. And it's so interesting that this is coming up, because I sat down to do your reading, or to do this reading, and I was getting a message about that TikTok because I saw it earlier today, and I meant to do it and I never did because I was working. And I sat down to do your reading, and I instantly got a message of that manifestation TikTok that I saw. And I can't remember the woman's name. It's Bella something or other. Oh man, I wish I could remember what her TikTok is. I'm gonna look actually, because I don't like not crediting people. Okay, it's Bella Enter with an I, Bellainter. So as soon as I sat down to do this reading, they were like, oh, don't forget to do those manifestations. And I was like, okay, what should I do first? Should I do the reading first, or should I do the manifestations? And normally my brain would be like, do the manifestations second, because you can do those when you lay down in bed tonight, blah, 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 and all that stuff. But they're like, no, you need to do the manifestations now because you'll forget. Even though there was a chance that I wouldn't sit down to do this reading afterwards, which it actually took me a while to get back over here to do the reading. Not as long as normally it would take, but it took a little while. So anyway, yeah, they were like, they stopped me, and that was weird. I just went on a really personal tangent. I'm sorry. They stopped me from doing this reading so I could go do the manifestations, and now they're telling me to bring it up here, and that's the second time it's come up here. So yes, in this deck, for all that to say, in this deck, the Herb Crafter's Tarot, there are like manifestation kind of like spells, like working with each of the herbs, because there's like herbs and flowers and stuff on each of the cards. So it's like ways to work with those. And since this is such an earthly energy and we're going into Taurus season, I feel like it's appropriate to tell you guys like these intentions and whatnot that you can do with these herbs. So with that being said, oh my goodness, I just talked for so long. It's like 3 minutes. I'm sorry. I wish I edited my videos, because I would edit all that out, but I don't. Okay, so yeah, we're going to get some advice for Pisces, what I believe to be Pisces. It could just be a whole entire collective reading, which I might label it as that, like Pisces / everyone, because I don't know, it just feels that way. Like everybody should be doing what they love, not suffering. That's interesting, because we have the Adalita of water, which is like the Page of Water, which is the Page of Cups. So it's like your energy right now is very youthful. It's like you're coming around a bend. But here's the thing, is like on the bottom is this Eight of Air, which is like the Eight of Swords. And the Eight of Swords is about like feeling trapped and being able to get out, because this gate is open. You can get out, but there's like a bunch of brush in front of you. Even though it looks cleared right here, it's like you just need to clear a little bit more and you'll be free. But you're stuck. You're like still like staying. You're like, oh, I can't get out. I can't get out, even though you very clearly can. So you could just be at like the precipice of all of this happening, or like, and maybe that's the thing, is like you're at the precipice and maybe you're needing to do some manifestations, because you know what? Even if manifestation was a bunch of bullshit, it's still, it's like, it's almost like placebo effect to me. If you don't believe in it, what harm does it do? What harm does it do to write down in a notebook, I am certain that I will be abundant? You know what I mean? Like, what harm does that do? It does absolutely zero harm. But anyway, whew, herb crafter zero. Okay, Octio, something like that. Adelita of water. So it's like something that you're very emotionally tied to, and something that you're becoming very clear on. You're, yeah, it's just like you're being driven by your emotions for like the first time in your life, it feels like. Even though you're Pisces, Pisces are really, really good at burying the emotions, like keeping them separate from the outside world. But here it feels like you are learning to live with your emotions. Sorry, I'm trying to find this. Oh, I'm sorry. This is like the warrior, not the Iha. The Iha is the daughter, which is the page. The Adelita is the knight. So this is actually the action. Okay, nice. Good. So you're acting, you're learning to act here on your emotional well-being. I'm hearing you're learning to act in the greatest good of your emotional well-being, and just being very clear spoken, and it's like you're clear-headed for the first time ever. Like you've cleared some stuff out. Okay. It says protect your heartwood, but let your love blossom. Strong boundaries create healthy relationships. Yes, this is about boundary setting. Like this daughter of swords and this judgment, it's like whatever is being born here, you're learning to be like, okay, this is where I am. If you want to be here with me, you have to meet this boundary. You have to meet this criteria. And you're actually speaking up for yourself. It's really good. Give your whole heart to your cause. Yes, whatever this is, it's like you are being called to give everything to it. And I understand we all have to like survive in the world or whatever, but it's like, did I say this before? Or was this part of Aquarius's message? I think this is part of Aquarius's message, where it's like, have a job and work it, but when you get home, make sure you have enough energy to like pour your heart and soul into things that actually mean something to you. Um, and before you know it, I feel like it's going to be very prosperous. And I don't like trying to like, I always tell people I don't predict the future or anything like that. What I do is I like open up avenues. I say, this is the story. Does it relate to you? Do you feel called to it? Because if you feel called, like you are going to be successful in an endeavor that speaks truly to your soul, then this reading is for you. If you are going to sit there and listen to this Hopia and be like, I don't know if I can, then, like you're not done listening to him yet and you need to start back over in this process. But I really feel like most of the people here watching, they're being called to move forward, and they know that this endeavor is going to be prosperous for them, okay? Okay, let's see here. A young woman is on a solo hiking retreat in the desert. She makes camp near an octio cactus, and I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right, and I'm sorry if I'm not. The plant is crowned with vibrant pink blossoms and overlooks a river running through the canyon. The bright blue sky is dotted with fluffy clouds. She adds flowers to the water to make tea, changing the liquid to a delicate pink. The Adelita of water is committed to nurturing her spirit. She knows that time alone allows for the discovery of her innermost desires. Yes, you can't find this story, this whatever you're supposed to be pouring yourself into, without spending time alone. It's just part of that process. Because when we're around other people, like we pick up their energies and what they want of us, and like, so especially if you're like empathic or whatever, like, and that's not a word I use lately, like, just so you know. As the inner heartwood of Octio is used as sturdy building material, she vows to be a model of self-care. Just as the beautiful flowers of the Octio remain safe at the top of the tall plant covered in hidden thorns, she shares her heart with brilliant flair while keeping it safe and protected from harm. So that could even be something that you could do as like a manifestation. It doesn't necessarily even have to be this plant. It's just like something like that you can make tea out of, like dandelion tea or something, which is really good for you. And dandelion is like very sun-like. It's a sun energy, and that's never a bad thing to intake. But anyway, so it's like you make the tea and then you do like just confess to your cup of tea, like the things that you want out of life. That is like a spell, quote unquote, right? So anyway, she has a deeply caring center, but will battle to protect her boundaries when it comes to love. Now that is just like the most Pisces thing I've ever heard, is like they're, I guess it's kind of true for Cancers too, and maybe Scorpios as well. Maybe it's just a water sign energy, but it's like Pisces are deep, deep wells, but they also have like this exterior. I'm almost like seeing an armadillo, but like armadillos, a cactus. A Pisces is a cactus. They have that deep well, but then they have that solid, prickly exterior. Okay, and I don't mean any offense by that. Like, I love Pisces. Okay, so now it says crafting with the Adelita of water. Crafting with Octio. Warm your heart. Make a sun tea with flower blossoms. Oh, that's what we were just saying. Your boundaries are sacred. Grow a small cactus in a windowsill pot to remind you. Yes, and like I'm getting the message, like get a cactus and like name it something, especially like say you want to start a YouTube channel, like, or a tarot channel or something, be like you name it like Adelita, or something to remind you of this energy that you're trying to do. Say you're trying to become a swimmer, you can name it I don't know, chlorine or something. I don't know. I'm being silly, but okay. Use the inner bark of Octio or another beloved plant as a reminder, protect your heart. That's the crafting with. So Pisces, this has been your reading. I hope it was helpful. I hope you got something out of this. I hope you found a little confidence through this. It made me feel more confident. So I hope you enjoyed. If you did, you can like, comment, share, subscribe. I thank any of you for being present today. Any of your guides that were present, any of my guides that were present from the bottom of my heart. Thank you so much, and I'll see you soon. Bye.